Hello and welcome to another interesting segment right here on Estic Media on YouTube. My name is Esther Machiko. If you're just hearing about me for the first time, I would implore you to subscribe, like, share. We actually do quite a lot on this particular platform, from politics to lifestyle to healthcare and many other aspects that makes life quite enjoyable. So right here on Estic Media, that's what you will find. So what is actually quite interesting for us to consider today on this platform. My people, a lot actually transpired, but one of the hot cake that took place right about this moment is that there was an uproar in court as Kanu refused to submit to trial. He called the Nigerian government lawyer a terrorist. So, detained leader of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, caused an uproar at the Federal High Court in Abuja today when he refused to submit himself for trial in the terrorism charges against him. The development eventually forced Justice Binta Fatimat Inyako to adjourn the trial to June 19 in order to calm the situation. He was shouting at the top of his voice. He vowed that he would not submit himself to trial, claiming that the Nigerian government has no power under the constitution and international laws to file criminal charges against him. And after the judge declined his request for restoration of his revoked bail and removal from DSS custody, Kanu got up from the dock and contested the attempt by the federal government lawyer, whose name is Adegboyega Awomolo, to open the trial. Immediately, Awomolo announced that his witnesses were in court and ready to open trial. Kanu stood up and took over arguments from his lawyers led by Aloy Ejimako. He told the court to forget any trial, that he would not allow himself to be prosecuted unjustly and illegally. He cited several authorities from a document in his possession in the dock to support his objections to the trial. Now, when the government lawyer, that is the representative from the government, interjected that a defendant was not permitted to talk the way Kanu was doing, the agitator became more angry and descended heavily on the senior lawyer, calling him a terrorist in the open court. Are you surprised? If you know Nnamdi Kanu, he literally doesn't have a lead on his emotions. He's that expressive. But a couple of people say that it is this his expressive and explicit nature that could actually be his downfall. So because of his uproar today in court, his case was suspended to another day, which is June 19. You're going to watch this video where you hear him, expressing himself with a couple of his supporters to the media. That is those who are available to take, videos of his outburst and his comment, saying he will not subject himself to trial, that it's not even in the constitution does not allow it, and that the reason why he did not escape bail, that the reason why he escaped was because if he hadn't, they would have killed him. That because they came and they killed his father, and if he hadn't escaped at the time, he would have been dead. Him being in court now is because he's looked for a way to save himself. That if he hadn't done that, then there would be no trial in the first place. He would have died. That's literally what Kanu was saying today in court. I'm sure, you can look at the video.
I can never be tried in any court of law in Nigeria.
So you can see that on that particular video, you saw how Nnamdi Kanu was vituperating, expressing himself and saying that the Nigerian government does not have the right to place him on trial. He said it's unconstitutional. He said it is illicit, it is unjust, it is unfair. He has suffered a lot, and that he looked for a way to save himself because his home was invaded. I'm sure you saw all of that. What do you think about that particular scenario? How would you justify Nnamdi Kanu's outburst? Would you say that he wasn't supposed to have reacted the way he did? Could there have been another means through which he could have expressed himself? Do you think he should have allowed his lawyer to do what his duty was, which was to defend him in court as it ought to be? Maybe if Nnamdi Kanu hadn't done this outburst, possibly they would have heard what Justice Binta Inyako wanted to say. But however, because of the outburst, to calm him down, to calm the situation down, it's been postponed to June 19. So for now, Nnamdi Kanu is still in the DSS custody. He's asking for a revocation of his stay in the DSS custody. He's asking to be placed under house arrest or be transferred to Kuje prison. But if the federal government or the prosecutor cannot, the judge actually, not the prosecutor is doing his job by prosecuting and ensuring that Nnamdi Kanu goes to jail for life. But he's asking the court to grant him the initial bail that he was given earlier before the prosecutor came and said no, that he's at a risk risk, of he's at a flight risk. So he's saying that if the court cannot, agree on his bail to be under house arrest while he continues to attend his trial proceeding, then they should send him to Kuje prison. But that him being in the DSS custody for no reason whatsoever is not right, and that it is, unconstitutional, and it doesn't apply to his human rights. So that's basically what it's all about. Now, a couple of critics are saying that the court is not handling this process actually okay. Others are asking the federal government, especially President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, to intervene in this matter. They're asking him to see how he could ensure that there is some sort of pardon, or if not pardon, his influence, so that the state in the southeast will not devolve to anarchy, or possibly there'll be an understanding just like that of Sunday Ibuho, where some certain persons can sign like a surety to say, you know what, he will be placed under our care officially. So anything that happens afterwards will be responsible for the outcome of that, meaning that we'll be responsible for the consequences of any action that goes against him coming to attend his case in court. But that is not happening, and so that's basically where the situation is now. So the next time we'll hear about Nnamdi Kanu's case will be on June 19. So it's going to be quite a while, but Harry has been in custody for quite a long time now, asking for access to healthcare, proper access to his lawyer, because he says that his rights have been infringed on, and he says that he's not been given, smooth and easy access to his lawyers. That's basically what he's requesting for. So these are basically what is actually going on this particular Monday morning. This is a drama that took place in court. Make sure you subscribe, like, share, be part of the conversation as best as you can. Bye for now.